Hey guys, today I wanted to sit down and film a book recommendations video. I know I haven't been very active on this channel, but I had this idea for book recommendations, and so I thought I would just sit down and film it. So this idea is kind of based upon, you know how like when you're on Spotify and you add a song to your playlist and then Spotify's like, hey, if you like this song, then you might like all of these songs based on this one song that you like. And when you go to bookstores, sometimes they have sections where like, if you like this book, then maybe you'll like this book. And so that was kind of the idea that I had to film this video. But instead of going from book to book, I wanted to kind of use all different types of media, so like movies or songs and stuff like that, because I thought that would be more accessible to a lot more people. Because maybe if you've seen this movie or like heard this song, then you'll pick up this book, because maybe book to book recommendations aren't as accessible to all people, because I don't know, I just thought that it might broaden the audience and maybe get more people to read. So yeah, that was my idea. So I guess I'll just jump in. Today I have 3 recommendations for you guys. So I'll just start with the first one. So the first one that I have, if we go in the format of like, if you like this, then you'll like this. So if you like How to Get Away with Murder or Dead Poets Society, then you're probably gonna like The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So I guess I'll just explain like what they're all about. So basically, How to Get Away with Murder is about a group of students. I believe they're in college or in law school. I'm not really sure, but they kind of all get this internship with this one professor, and they have their own basically like secret club that they're all a part of, and they're all friends, and they all get into a lot of like mischief together, like not just like haha like fun mischief, like crime. And I believe that there's a lot of crime involved. I've seen like 5 seasons, I believe 4 or 5 seasons. But yeah, so they get into like a lot of crime, and they're all in a secret not secret club, but like they all hang out all the time, so like they have their own club, and it's very secretive and has a lot of scandal in it, and they kind of have to work together to like fix their problems that they've created. And Dead Poet Society is a little bit different, but it's about like a very prestigious university in the Northeast. I believe it's the Northeast. And they all kind of have this teacher that they really like, and together I believe they start like a secret poet society, because they like English. They really like English, but it's not something that maybe their parents don't want them to do. I believe for one kid it's like his parents don't want him to like pursue English, so they kind of create a secret society for just reading poetry and like liking English. So it has a lot of prestige to it. Like it's very like like high society-esque, because they all love to just sit around and like read poems, and it gave me that kind of vibe. And The Secret History has kind of those 2 vibes combined. I don't want to really give too much away about The Secret History, because it's better to go into it blind. But it's about like this group of students, and they think that they're very high society and like very prestigious and very smart and intellectual, and they kind of have their own little club. They're all taking Greek basically. So there's only like a few of them. There's like 6 of them, and they're all taking this one class. They're taking a few classes from one professor, and so they have like their own secret club, and they get into a lot of mischief and a lot of like crime that they have to kind of solve together and like figure out how to fix. And so it gives me like vibes of like very secretive, very scandalous, like crime-esque, and also like very prestigious and like high society. So if you guys check it out, tell me if you guys like it. It's a very thick book, but I flew through it really fast. It was one of my favorites of 2020, and I really enjoyed it. It didn't seem that long when I was reading it, and after, when I checked the page number, I was like, oh my god, that's a lot of pages. So maybe you guys will like it. It's very not spooky, but like it's kind of like thrillery. So let me know if you guys like it or read it. So yeah, the second book that I have to recommend, I'll do it in the format. So if you like the movie When Harry Met Sally, then you're probably gonna like Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. So the movie When Harry Met Sally is about a guy and a girl, Harry and Sally, and they meet in college and they don't really hit it off. Like, they don't like each other and they go their separate ways, and then I believe it's 5 or 10 years later they meet again and they become friends, and it's just them like being friends, and then obviously like stuff starts to happen. Like, they become friends, they want to become more than friends. It's sort of a friends to lovers. I mean, I like to call it an enemies to friends to lovers, because in college they didn't really like each other, and so that's kind of the vibe of that movie. And it's like a classic rom-com, so even if you don't want to read the book that I'm going to recommend, you guys should definitely watch the movie, because it's really good. It's a classic rom-com, so for sure watch it. But if you do like that vibe and like enjoy that, then I think that you would really like Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. This is about a guy and a girl, Josh and Hazel, and they meet in college, and again, they don't really hit it off that well. Josh sees Hazel as more of an acquaintance, and she is very embarrassing, and so he doesn't like want anything really to do with her. But then 10 years later they reunite, and they become really good friends, and they always hang out, friends to lovers. They always hang out, and it's always like a will they or won't they, because they're like best friends. They even lived together at one point, and they just love to hang out. And they're not dating, but I do know that like throughout the book, to keep hanging out and to like justify hanging out, they set each other up on blind dates and go on like double blind dates, just to spend more time with each other, because obviously they like each other, but they don't want to admit it. So they hang out like that, which creates for some very funny situations. So it's a really light, fun read. And even in When Harry Met Sally, like there's a scene where they set each other up on a double blind date, which is really funny and it's really cute. So if you're looking for something really light and funny, that movie and this book definitely would do that for you guys. It's like a very cute, fluffy, light, fun read and watch. If you guys like I've always been in your life, but I've never been with you kind of vibe, then I would definitely recommend it. So yeah, that's the second one. The third one I have is a little bit different. So it's, if you like the album Norman fucking Rockwell by Lana Del Rey, specifically the song Hope is a Dangerous Thing for a Woman to Have, and I believe what's the song? There's another song on there. Let me figure it out real quick. I believe it's California. Yeah, I think it's California.
Yeah, it's actually Fuck It, I Love You by Lana Del Rey, not California.
So if you like the song
Fuck It, I Love You,
Lana Del Rey, and the song Hope is a Dangerous Thing for a Woman to Have, I think it's But I Have It. Hope is a Dangerous Thing for a Woman to Have, But I Have It. If you like those two songs, then you might like The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. When I read The Bell Jar, I read it this year, I was like, oh my gosh, this gives me such Lana Del Rey vibes. They have very similar themes. So like in Hope is a Dangerous Thing, for hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me to have. I believe there's even a line about Sylvia Plath in there, and that kind of sparked like my thought. I was like, oh, this is very similar to the Bell Jar. So if you don't know what the Bell Jar is, it's a classic. It's kind of a hard read, but I really enjoyed it, and it's very slow paced. So I don't know if it's for everyone, but I would definitely try giving it a go if you can. And if you don't understand it, then like definitely have spark notes up. I know at the end of the book I like spark notes a lot of things because I know I missed it because I read it by myself, like just very leisurely. But it's about a girl. I think it's like kind of semi autobiographical, like it has to do with her life. But it's about a girl that like has an internship over the summer in New York, and like she kind of comes back from it and she's just like very unsatisfied and is going through things like mentally, like she's kind of on the verge of a mental breakdown, and it deals a lot with her depression and like her, you know, mental health. And I believe that, you know, Norman fucking Rockwell by Lana Del Rey does the same thing. And it has themes of like, you know, like mental health and depression. And the main thing in the Bell Jar is basically like no matter where you go, whether you're, you know, at home or you know, in Paris, you're always gonna have your own you're always going to take yourself with you, and so you're going to take your mental health with you, and it's something that's always going to be like with you, even, you know, throughout your entire life. So even if you like fix it, I mean, you can't really fix it, you can like manage it. So even if you manage it, you know, it's going to stick with you forever. And that's kind of the same thing in
Fuck It, I Love You.
You know, there's a line in there that kind of talks about there where like, you know, even if you move, you're still going to take yourself with you. And I think those themes are very similar, and for that I would recommend the Bell Jar if you really like that album, specifically those two songs. But I know that the Bell Jar is a little bit of a heavy and scary read, so I don't know if anyone will actually, you know, take me up on that offer or even like it if they read it, but I really enjoyed it. And I read it by myself. So yeah, those were the 3 book recommendations I had. And I know this is like a different format. I haven't really seen this format. I just thought of this myself. So if you guys actually do like, you know, if you guys do like one of these shows or like these movies or whatever and do end up picking the book, let me know if you actually do like it or not, because I would really, you know, like to see if it works. Because for me, I thought that, you know, when I was reading one or the other or like watching one or the other, I thought that they had the same vibes, and I was like, wow, these are very similar. But I don't know if everyone else would feel the same way. So let me know if you guys take me up on these suggestions, and let me know if you guys have read or watched any of these things or heard any of these things. I would love to just like talk. I really enjoy all 3 of these books a lot. So if anyone wants to talk to me about it, let me know. I would love to discuss. So yeah, that's the video that I have for you guys today. I've been reading a lot. I hope you guys are staying safe and reading too if you guys want to read. But most of all, I hope you guys are staying safe and like, you know, just chilling. Hopefully this will all be over soon, this quarantine stuff. But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week. I will see you guys later. Bye.